History, heroes, and that good old hometown feeling right here at the Cape Fear River. Mr. Saul Rose, how are you today?
Just fine, sir.
Thank you for having us. You got a Civil War reenactment going on today. How's that going?
That seems to be going real well. They had a big show this morning, and they are interested in the history of this site. And some of these boys have been to all the camp battlegrounds all over the country, and they claim that this is some of the best preserved breastworks and gun emplacements they've ever seen.
It's a wonderful thing you've done down here at the river with the amphitheater. Saul, what made you build that amphitheater?
Well, I've owned this property for probably 35 years, and I've been wanting to build one. And about 20 years ago, Bo Thorpe with the theater built a little small stage up on the other side of the railroad, and she was having them there, and of course that encouraged me to want to build something better. And there was a natural bowl over there on the bank of the river, and actually a natural site for an amphitheater, and so that's why I built that. And of course I've always wanted to do something back here, and until I cleaned all this out, you couldn't even see through here. It was just a jungle.
Well, it's really growing around here, no doubt, Mr. Saul. What type of events do you see coming to the Cape Fear River in this area?
Well, I think we're pretty well booked up here for 2 or 3 months, and I think the little theater is going to have the whole month of May. We've got a bluegrass promoter out of Florida coming in. He'll be here the 18th of this month, and then he's going to do another 2-day event in April, and then the Fayetteville Symphony wants to put on a symphony down here on the 30th of April. So, and then after that, we've got a lot of other bluegrass things planned, and so we want to do some country music, just anything that anybody wants to do outside and in the amphitheater. We want to encourage it.
Well, you've certainly got a great place to do it right here on the Cape Fear River. Mr. Saul Rose, certainly one of our local heroes, preserving the history, heroes, and the hometown feeling of Fayetteville. Thank you, Saul.
Thank you very much.
Civil War reenactment right here on the Cape Fear River. Creston, you guys have got it going on here today. What is happening?
We're doing a living history and a small skirmish to commemorate this fort. To the best of my knowledge, we discovered about 1.5 years ago to know that it still existed. And we were invited to come down here and put on a skirmish and a living history event to see how the public would accept it, know how to build for the future.
Tell us, Creston, what exactly was discovered in this area?
Well, right here is actually a fort encampment, earthwork. There's gun emplacements up here on the hill behind us where there was 3 guns mounted back up in here. And the best of the information that we have is that this was set up as basically harassing fire on the Union troops as they were coming through Fayetteville and building a pontoon bridge across the river. Just before they completed the bridge, the Confederates eased out of the fort and left in the night and moved on to join their forces.
These gentlemen that are here with you, you know, I know that they take this as part of their life. Where do these guys come from?
Well, their sergeant here is Mr. Nevis Larry from Holly Neck, North Carolina. It's Corporal Frank Winslow from Plymouth, North Carolina. Ronnie Goldman, private, he's from right here in Fayetteville. This is Jim Page. He's a private with us. He's from Virginia. This is Private Dean Wrightson. He's from Aberdeen, North Carolina.
Come on in here, Dean. Dean, tell me, what makes you want to do this, what you guys are doing here today?
It's a love of history. It's a love of learning more and more about the truth of our state and the history of the state of North Carolina. That's what brings me out to do these things. Teach people what I know.
And you know a lot. I can see by the uniforms. These guys are some of these uniforms. Are they original or what, Creston?
No, they're reproduction uniforms, but they're all done research back to the same style, the same type of material. The only difference is that these are made in a more modern. You use the sewing machines in the making of them instead of being all hand sewn. And if you look around, some of these guys have got hand sewn uniforms. One of the biggest expenses reenactors have is having the correct, proper uniforms on, not to mention their weapons, their artillery pieces. Everything that we do out here is as authentic as we can possibly get.
So each man actually authenticates themselves with the firearm, the uniform, and everything?
Pretty much.
It's a wonderful thing you guys are doing here. My hat's off to you. Thank you very much, Creston. Ronnie Goldman, Mr. Nunnery, you guys live this stuff. What's going on out here today, Ronnie?
Just trying to put on a show, more or less let them know what happened here when Sherman come through. More like it was a delay in action is all it was, and just getting out some local history.
I understand that you actually worked for the grounds here. What did you have to do to clean this place up to make this happen?
We done a lot of land clearing, cutting, just a lot of cleanup. It was really overgrown when we first started.
Mr. Nunnery, tell us about the events that are coming up that you all will be part of.
We'll be part of one in Plymouth. We'll be part of one in Cambleton. It has got actual-sized ironclad there. And then we got scaled down size ironclad in Plymouth when we do the show there. And then you got Bentonville. We'll be at some of them. I'll be at one of them.
I know you're a friend of mine, and you've told me before that you live this stuff, and you do a lot of research. How many hours do you actually put into this?
It takes a lot of research to take all this on. 'Cause just like he has to study up on doing different things on mines and stuff like that, he does like the board stuff on the ship, and he talks about all that and stuff like that.
Tell us some of the things that you've discovered in your research.
Just different ways about the steam engines, what they used to do on the ships. More or less find out what happened in this area. How, you know, we did have cannon fire from this area on the Sherman when they could advance through Fayetteville. Just different little things like that.
Tell us, I understand that there's rumored that there was a couple of ironclads that actually came through here. Have you found any documentation on that?
No, there was a couple blockade runners that come up. Two of them was burnt right here in Fayetteville, the Chadwell and the Chatham. When Sherman came up, he had a gunboat, the Davis, was sitting out here in the river for about 3 weeks. And the blockade runner, the Chickamauga, they hid it in Rockfish Creek to keep it from being captured in Wilmington for a while.
Thanks to the Rose family at Riverside Sports Center, there's a lot going on now on the Cape Fear River. On the Town TV has covered some of the events right here at the amphitheater and now the Civil War reenactment. Take time to look at what's going on in the past and what's to come right here on the Cape Fear River.